The sub-zero temps of that polar vortex have travelers across the country anxious for a great escape. Joining us now, travel pro Jeanenne Tornatore with her top tips. Always happy to see you on the show.
Great to be here.
What are some hot spots to beat the cold weather?
Well, the perennial favorites continue to top the list of spring break hot spots, from Florida to Mexico to Hawaii. What's interesting is in Florida in particular, hot spots like Orlando, we're seeing most of the availability right now is on the luxury side. So places like the Ritz-Carlton, Grand Lakes, and Orlando. So if you're thinking about going to a hot spot like Orlando or Miami, this is a time when you maybe want to redeem some of those loyalty points that you've been saving up during your business travel during the year, and use those to help you get into some of those more luxurious properties. Hawaii, another hot spot, this one really big for families. Places like the Residence in Maui still have availability. You get free breakfast. So it kind of runs, the scope, whether you're looking for luxury in Florida, you can get family friendly, and luxury in Hawaii. But those are certainly some of the bigger hot spots and less availability than we typically see.
You also brought with you a list of emerging excursions. Tell us about those locations.
People are looking for places that may be a little less crowded or maybe a little bit more affordable. A couple of great unexpected options for spring break. One is Louisville, Kentucky. This small city is really on the rise. It has a burgeoning restaurant scene. Of course, it's known for its bourbon trails and Churchill Downs and the Kentucky Derby, but it's very family friendly, and you're going to find great properties right downtown that are family friendly, like the Aloft. You can walk to a lot of the great attractions in this town, and it's affordable as well. Also on the emerging destination list for spring break is Nashville. And it's not a new destination by any means. It's been popular for a while and continues to grow in popularity. It's one of the fastest growing hotel markets in the country. So we're definitely seeing more of these historic boutique properties pop up. And that's really, if you go to Nashville over spring break, you want to stay at one of these smaller properties, places like the Noel, historic 1920s property that's been renovated and just beautifully redone. But that will really give you kind of that true Nashville experience. So we're definitely seeing more people look to Nashville versus the beaches for spring break.
Airfare can get a little tricky at this time of the year because everybody wants to go. What are some regional road trip ideas?
Well, gas prices are great right now for road trips, and a lot of people don't have 7 or 8 days to get away, so they're looking for those quicker trips that may be within a 6-hour drive. So for these, when you look regionally across the country, there are a lot of great options that are less crowded. On the East Coast, I love Washington, D.C. It's going to be cherry blossom season in the next few weeks, so it's great to visit that, and you can get in ahead of some of those summer crowds. Great properties like the Marriott Marquis right in the heart of the city that have great availability still this time of year. In the Midwest, of course, you have Chicago, which is fantastic for the weekends. I love weekends this time of year if you only have a few days, because in these big business travel cities like Chicago and San Francisco and New York, you head in on Fridays after the business travelers head home. You take advantage of great promotions where you'll get 20% off of hotels. And even in Chicago, you're staying in really great properties. Right down at the Loop, you have the Residence Inn where you get free breakfast and you're in the heart of the city. So for these road trips, look to these cities and look on the weekends, which you might not expect.
Before you take off, leave us with some deals for spring break travel and beyond.
A couple of things to keep in mind. I mentioned weekends. If you have a couple days, you're going to find these promotions on the weekends, 20% off. So look to those cities on the weekends. Also, if you have flexibility and you don't have to travel on a specific week, wait till the spring breakers go home. The end of April up until Memorial Day weekend is that spring shoulder season. So traveling during that period of time will save you some money as well if you have flexibility. And then one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of people make is waiting until they get to their destination to book their activities. Then they are either pricier or they're unavailable. So it's really key before you leave to get online and book those activities before you head out on your vacation.
As always, safe travels to you, Jeanenne.
Thanks, Angie.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.